Maybe tomorrow, so but yes, people, we're live. We're here again, doing another watch along. So it is time for other two members of Group A, Czechia versus South Korea, and it's a well balanced game so far. Could easily see this Czechia team leading a goal up. That's so close. It is. Suchek getting a massive opportunity from a set piece. Yeah, I've said it. Of this Czechia team, very dangerous with set piece, almost double digits in goals in the qualified through set piece as well. And if you look at the goals that they scored in the games of getting into this group stage, against Ireland, playing against Denmark, they all come from some type of a set piece, long throws, corner, winning second ball and stuff like that. So, Czechia team, I think they have been a surprising fact. They're so far a bit disappointed with the South Korean team. Not expecting them to dropping off, to giving too much time on the ball to the Czechia team. But this Czechia team shows that they can play the football. They're not a surprising pack. They're here to play and they're here to stay. You listen to even the press conference of Miroslav Kubek, the Czech Republic coach, speaking that you don't want to be here and just to fill the void. You want to be here and make a lot of noise and do his team proud as well, as it's been a while since the Czech Republic team qualified for a FIFA World Cup. While South Korea, they have been in the last 5 consecutive World Cups, and you could even go back and beyond as well. Very decent game, but the pace and the energy, probably would have been a bit more. That I hear a feedback in the back. Yeah, so what do you think? First water break. Nah,
Not here.
know you probably have to go out and come back in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with these break, man, and these commercial, I'm not sure I'm a fan of it at all. I understand the
Yeah, hear me?
temperature. Yeah, me I hear.
Oh.
Me I hear.
Something is something is happening. 1 second. I need to get a hold of what is happening right here. Need to get a hold of what is happening right here, right? Happening right here, right?
People, if you're watching the live, like up the video. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
Like up the
as
video.
you hear me right?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, just want to make sure. Yeah. I was expecting, this South Korea team, a very experienced team. I think I was looking through some of the team members in the squad. They have over at least 8 players that in the last World Cups. They have more than enough, experienced players, experienced campaign as well. But I want you to pay a keen attention to this player right here, Stolic, the Olympic Liani player, scored some very good goals, of this campaign in the Liga. Saw him, heard about him playing against Paris Saint-Germain in that famously classic derby in France. And then more so looking at what he did in the last 2 competitive games, his team beating Ireland, beating Denmark, and he was pivotal towards that as well. So I think he kind of remind me of a player like Thomas Ruzuski, but he's more of a high foul and tackles. He's like a carrier, for this Czech Republic team. But I want to see more, from the other players. I want to see more from the player that's playing out here on the wide left as a left wing back. I want to see more. Daniel, something need to turn on. Keep on hearing myself.
I know they turned down very low.
I
You're
know.
on the
Keep on.
last. I don't know why I
Keep
hear.
on.
Turn it down real low.
All right.
We can't be hearing now.
All right. Mic check.
We can't be hearing. That's all low type of turn down.
But at least these two teams will exactly know what they need to do. Playing last in this group as well, closing Group A with match day 1. Czech Republic, Korea as the second favorite to get out of this zone behind Mexico. They know exactly what they need to do. They cannot fumble the ball here. Versus the Czechia team. You never know what you're going to get. Coming up against a Mexico team. Will they be at their best? Will you get a point against a Mexico team? What will happen to South Africa? So, you want to make sure that you get positive, points. First game, you set the tone, you set the momentum. You don't want to go out at L just like the South Africa team and concede 2 goals and not score. Each goal you score and each goal you concede could be very critical on that top 8 best third spot in this World Cup as well. So your goal difference, your goal average is very important.
Yeah. So far, this game has been very level. Both teams kind of trying to figure out each other. You get what I'm saying? South Korea kind of. I feel like South Korea, the heat is getting to them a little bit. I see the players is breathing very hard. You get what I'm saying? And not seeing enough Kim from PSG in the game and Song, and they need to get them on the ball. Those are the most prolific players for South Korea. And you get what I'm saying? So 28 minutes gone so far, and not I think both sides is still trying to figure out each other. You get what I'm saying? But I think the condition of the weather, you have a massive problem on this game so far. You get what I'm saying? So I think the team that is basically going to be the fittest will able to win this game, because I feel like we're going to see a lot of condition, and especially with the heat, especially over in Mexico. I think the team that's going to be who can manage the heat properly can get the win. You get what I'm saying? I'll stay in the game. You get what I'm saying? So far, Czech Republic passing around the ball, knocking around. You get what I'm saying? And just feeling out South Korea. You know what I'm saying? I know when we talk about our discussion about in the group stage, we were saying that which one of these teams gonna challenge Mexico in the group stage to get that second spot, even that third spot. And I think my prediction was I think South Korea gonna be that team to challenge Mexico. But so far, look, it's a very dull game. I wouldn't say it's a boring game, but I think both teams trying to figure out what's going on so far.
Yeah. You look at, talking about the weather, the heat, the climate as well, the altitude. South Korea, have played their last 2 games, in Utah, in America. That's an altitude state as well, one of the highest elevation city in America, one of. So they play Trinidad, beat them 5-0, and play El Salvador as well. And they've been a while now since this team, is in Guadalajara, trying to get customized of what this place will offer and how they can get climatized to the weather. It's a different ball game, in South Korea, and compared to what they experience in Mexico. It can be similar, but talking about the sea level, the elevation, in around the continent of Asia, majority of those countries are way, on the level of sea level. They're not above, so you expect they're going to be a bit of a struggle at times. But I just think with a team like Czech Republic flew into the country, just over 24 hours ago, not much climatized, to the weather of Mexico, but they're going to modify themselves around during the game, get used to what is happening, all the optics, in Guadalajara and the spectrum of what it will have on and the pros and the cons the weather will bring and the effect that will bring on your body. I just think Czech Republic, came out blocks a bit more faster. Seems like they want this win. They a bit more positive. You could even see in the first 5-10 minutes of the game, Czech Republic trying to use their physicality as much as possible, and the South Koreans, which the South Koreans is a very good team defending, set pieces as well. The Bayern Munich defender, 6'3", 6'4", is a big fella at the back. So I just think let's see how they will try to contain the likes of Souček, Patrick Schick, and the center half at the hem for this Czech Republic team, when it comes on to set piece as well. But it seems like the second half of the first half, South Korea kind of, toning it down, getting a rhythm, feeling groove, getting off, getting the ball wet on the grass even more, of playing a possession game, try to pull away the Czech Republic team. You just have some possession and some breathing room, because it's very tough. It's very tough of chasing a game, especially in condition like this, what
Yeah,
you're not really
Taylor.
used to. But you can just see South Korean team, playing football now. They're finding their groove. They're trying to open up this Czech Republic team. And I think the second half, both teams, really know how to navigate themselves on this pitch. It's a huge pitch as well. Would have heard, the Reggae Boy players talk about this pitch as well in Jalisco, in Guadalajara, that it's a very huge pitch. It's not the regular size pitch as well. So just let's see how these players, really, get through to the first half and see who will have the better team talk. But I think looking at looking at the game at this moment, I just think it's fairly even. There's not much each coach can really take from this game, but more likely South Korea will be the team with a bit disappointed of not having the bulk of possession in the first 15-20 minutes, not managed to create enough chances in that period as well. So I think they will look to change a few things, but the Czech Republic, they will have a bit more ease looking at that first half and say, look, continue to do what we're doing. We are getting moments, we are getting cracks around the South Korea team. They can open up. It's just continue to keep penetrating and, be patient, and the result will come. But you want to really see Czech Republic get Patrick Schick a bit more, into the game of, Solj as well, get these players, as much as possible, on the ball. South Korea, it's a team that you don't really have a lot of individual talent. It's more of a team effort, team game. How they can, win a game by collective efforts. It's just a model that a lot of the Asian teams really use, and a bit of a high intensity game. But really yet to see what Young Min Song can bring to this team. They really yet to get the ball, into the open and this Czech Republic team have play the ball behind and let him run, with a little bit of pace and speed that him have left back in his legs. But this is not the best of, Young Min Son at this moment. 0 goals into the MLS, only scored 2 goals in the CONCACAF Champions League. So his farm is not there. He's literally not at any farm at this moment.
Span the Tottenham legend, man, at 33, man. Give the man some time, man.
I
This is
mean,
just, this
I
is
mean,
not
the
I must
MLS.
say, though, I must say this game is very dreadful so far. I must say this game is
Yeah.
this game. I think I wouldn't say the quality. I would say they look like the fitness condition of these players. I think they're having a hard time. compared to the game earlier today. I know this Mexico was playing at home and they used to the temperature, but I must say, man, the quality of this game so far it's very flat. I wouldn't say it's a disappointment. I would say it's very flat.
Again, maybe of a Asian team, this is how they really play football, where they takes a lot of time and patience. It takes a bit of time sometimes to get into their rhythm. European team, they much going to be much physical and stronger than them, more athletic in some part on the pitch, not all the parts, but some part on the pitch, they will be, overall better than them, physically. But I just think that they just need to hold the edge and get the structure organized properly and just play the ball around and just continue having this Czech Republic team chasing until they're just looking at shadows where you just find a crack. And then, just like this, a very good shot, from Young-Min Song that flew over the bar, first time seeing what the ex-Tottenham player, can bring to the party. And his fans, he's probably going to expect a lot more from him, wants a lot more, in this game. And if they're going to do anything in his run, top player like that, he's going to have to provide with the goals, with the assists, or with some top job performance where his plays, is getting in, behind, opponent teams as well in this World Cup. So expecting, overall completion of performance from Young-Min as he is the most experienced player in this team as well. I'm saying, as you can see up on the screen, 3 career FIFA World Cup goals. So very good, but you would probably expect him to probably, have a little bit more goals. But the South Korea team is a team average run around group stage exit, round of 16 exit. It's not something consistent that they did over the last couple of years of getting out of the group consistently. And this is
Good
a
try
second time
from
again,
Song.
looking at Young-Min Song. Yeah,
That
that's the
was a
second
brilliant
time,
pass.
having an opening, collect the ball and then after in the pockets and start to drive at this Czech Republic backline. But it's the more the South Korean can get Young-Min Song in these dangerous areas where right in between the double pivot of Czech Republic and
I think if that
the
was a younger Song in his peak, I think that would have been a goal. If that was a younger Song in his peak of his career when he was at Tottenham, I think that would have been a definite goal for me.
yeah, I mean, nothing wrong, that led Korea with 10 goals in 2006 World Cup qualifying as well. I mean, Korea was undefeated throughout the whole qualification stage of the fourth round, where they have, quite a few minimals in the Asian league as well. They expect to get to every World Cup, cycle that they're going to be in around in the qualification round. So with a South Korea team not making the World Cup for one cycle, I think that will be chaos in the history of South Korea. It's just a platform that they have. It's just a few years back, Jurgen Klinsmann was the coach of the national team, where he was managing the team in the Asian Games in 2023, right after the Qatar World Cup, and his team lost out in the semi-final versus Jordan, and immediately they sack him. It's unacceptable for a team like Jordan is beating South Korea in an Asian Games. It's unacceptable. So this is a team that is a fruitful football tree that is growing constantly, pushing out players locally into Europe top leagues. And you could just look at some of the players are currently in this team are playing some very decent league across the world. It's just the other day, Kim, the center half, he was one of the best one of the best defender in the Italian Serie A with Napoli before went to Germany to play for Bayern Munich. So
Yeah, I
Young-Min
don't
Son
think
as well.
I don't think that move did Kim any goodness. I think he went there and he have a very hard time to settle down. And I think at one point Vincent Company dropped him. I think he was playing a lot under Thomas Tuchel, and then when Vincent Company didn't fancy him, that's why they brought in what's his name from Leverkusen, that big tall black guy. They brought him from Thai. They brought
Jonathan
him
Tah.
Thai. Jonathan Thai, and you get what I'm saying. So I think Kim is still a quality defender. I just think that he just needs to settle down. I don't know if he's gonna be still playing at Bayern Munich, but I like South Korea as a team, but I just feel like, man, the condition is killing them. You see me? I think, you know, whose team would have very much thrive under these type of condition? Japan. Because I think Japan, the way how they play, I think they will suit under these type of condition.
To be honest, I've been hearing, quite a few journalists and also the pundits and TV speak and the heat. And when I really look at my phone, checking that Mexico game, it wasn't a boiling hot temperature inside of the Azteca, but it still was a harsh condition to play and a brutal condition to play under. And at least this game under the lights should bring a bit of a calmness with sometimes the humidity if it's very high it really can be a problem factor under the lights in these games as well. There will be no real wind as in the Mexico game. It was like 5 miles per hour wind and the gust was 10 miles per hour, so there wasn't any wind lashing across the Azteca early today. But this is a different city, different ball game. But the heat still a factor. Anywhere you go at this point, in Mexico, the heat will be a factor. But it's not the real harsh summer heat that you will expect to be at this current moment in Mexico. I think it's a bit calm, but I just think that players are really not showing too much to the wind. They have been very cautious. I know they pace themselves as if they want to survive for the entire 90 minutes. But with South Korea, I think they're kind of okay. To be honest, it's just that the rhythm, they need to find some rhythm to get going. The moment they start to find rhythm, it's just the moment Czech Republic continue to break their spell, break the momentum. Is either a fall, is either a aerial duel where they challenge and knock down one of the Asian players. So they're not getting the opportunity, to get in the rhythm. So let's
Do you
see
think
how.
do you think so? I know they have Song playing through the middle. Do you think they're lacking a natural number nine? Because I think that a 33-year-old Sam compared to a much younger Sam, I think it's a little bit different compared to now. I know you more likely gonna play like a fast number nine, but do you think that's gonna be something where they probably gonna need a prolific striker to come to score a goal or something compared to when Sam was in his prime? To have a 33-year-old up there waiting for you to give him create something for him, I don't think that's gonna be enough for them to score a lot of goals.
Yeah, I think Wolverhampton player Kwang, I think he would be a very good addition off the bench, for
Yeah.
the manager Hong, for the South Korea team. It's it's not a lot of pace behind Youngmin Son, the two players, the Paris Saint-Germain Lee, he's not a player that blessed with a lot of pace that he can carry the football. He is very speedy player. Plays a lot of intensity, just like Youngmin Son will pick up the ball, turn, and by you Quinn, he's right behind you. He's 5-10 yards ahead of you. You cannot catch him. These two players playing behind us, so I just think that they're more of a possession-based team. They don't want to give these Czech Republic players too much time and space in the midfield. So they tried their best as possible to clog up that midfield. Don't give them enough opportunity. But I think what they really need is that pace and that skill set of running the ball, someone that can really bring the game and stamp the authority in that number 10 area. I just think they probably lack a bit of energy in there where the players can, dribble, the players good 1v1, have a quick burst of pace, just like how Youngmin Son, have a lot of speed, not so much like 10 years ago, but still quick enough to get past people at a quick succession rate. But look at all right, when I
Try.
oh, you see that's an opportunity. But if you look at the last 10-15 minutes, somewhere start around 32-35 minutes into the first half, right? you could easily see that this Korean team
Yeah, they're
is
getting into the game.
taking their time, gradually get into the game. It's, you know, these Asian teams, if they don't have a rhythm, remember, they are not regular natural built like some of the Europeans where power, pace, the strength, the height, they don't really have those facets, you know, with their game. So they have to play with a rhythm. They have to play organized. They have to find that structure and that balance. You know, how they're going to attack, how they're going to get into the space. And if you look, all 11 players in the Czech Republic have at this moment. So you could easily see that this South Korea team, look at how they open the cracks in this Czech Republic team. It's
Yeah.
just a moment of time before this Korea team really start to penetrate even more against this Czech Republic team. It's not the best team of defending. This Czech Republic team did not even get one clean sheet in the qualification round, even lost a game versus the Faroe Island. That's how bad their defense was in the qualification. They just unlucky that they found themselves 2 games to make it to the World Cup. They bring those 2 games to penalty shootout as well. So I just think they have a decent team, but not strong enough defensive line where it can stop and this counter and this trend of attacking from the South Korean team. So let's see if this will continue off the right path. I think the South Korean team, at this point, more likely they would be happy. But the Czech Republic team, knowing that the quality, the favoritism of getting the full 3 points always be South Korea in this game. So they will okay. Yeah, I said okay. First 45 minutes, 0-0. See calm, boys. Yeah, we are at a great junction in the game where it's still positive. We are still in the game. The greatest thing, we did not give up a goal with some very good flourish of attack coming from this South Korean team in the last 10 to 15 minutes. But easily could see South Korea winning this game 2-0. Come on, second half, and just take the game away from this Czech Republic team. So, Czech Republic, they have to be patient. They have to, stick with the runners as this South Korean team. They are not going to play, their traditional way of sticking to the formation and how they line up, on the pitch. It will be all over. If you look at the 2 players playing behind Young-min Sung, they are all over on the pitch. They are not staying in their zonal areas. They're running all around. So it's very crucial. And the player Suchek, not the most mobile player, in that midfield, but the player like such playing for local team in Czech Republic, he's going to need help. Provide the number 17. You could see at times he dropped deep in between the 2 double pivot of Czech Republic. Of just give them an extra body, in the midfield. But I think the best player for Czech Republic so far could easily be Kufal down that right hand side as well. Yeah, so I'm not seeing not much real ball handlers in this team, for Czech Republic. Someone that can really come on and, dictate the game, control the tempo. It's more of what they can do off the ball, of, being physical, break up plays, very good with their height. This Czech Republic built on physicality, creating chaos in the defensive third of the opponent team. And they don't really have that name striker that can really get off the bench to score some goal. If Patrick Schick is not cutting it, they're going to have to dig on the bench and find someone who don't have that experience like Patrick Schick and hope for the best. But the star man for the show, I expect to be the star man for this game. It is Olympic Lyon man, Solch. Nowhere near the level of where I see him play versus Ireland and Denmark. Even, look at him, playing in France as well. It's not that level, but the World Cup, when the World Cup kicks off, that it's going to be a different beast. Yeah. The pressure, what is at stake, everything, is going to be right at your disposal, where any mistake you make, it easily can get penalized. Look at what happened to this South African team today. They gave up some easy opportunity, they make mistakes and they got penalized. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Oh,
what
oh,
you expected from the second half going into for these two teams?
I think second half you're gonna see a little bit different. I think both teams probably have a little bit understanding of each team so far, especially South Korea. You can see that South Korea started to dominate the game in the last, but I think you said that in around the 32 minutes after the water break, they started to start dominate the game a little bit. They start to open those gaps. You can see Sang make a good two shot, especially the one that with his left foot go across the goal, and then that one that they went down the flank and tried to play it back into the box, but a defender, the Czechia defender make a very good block. So I can see South Korea have a little idea how to break down this team. Looking at Czechia team, I don't think they have enough creativity wise, because Patrick Schick, if you put a chance on a plate, he most likely 10 out of 10, he's probably gonna take it. But I'm just looking at the team overall. Sochek, I think Sochek rely on long ball, set piece. You get what I'm saying? Um, they don't really have too much quality wise as I'm looking at Salik from Leon. You get what I'm saying? But he really haven't got into the game. I think that's the most attacking player they have right now. So I can see South Korea nick this one. You get what I'm saying? I don't think this is gonna be a high scoring game. I'll be surprised if second half where the game just open up, and because I don't think Czechia is a team that play with. Yeah, I think they play with the handbrakes on. You get what I'm saying? Try to sit back and soak up the pressure and hit you on the break. So I can definitely see South Korea unlock the goal, unlock a goal in the second half for sure.
The brightest spell of this second half, of this first half for South Korea is the last two real plays from South Korea, from Youngmin Son. If you could look at the clips as well, poor goal kick from Ryan Williams, the South African goalkeeper. You cannot make
Yeah,
mistakes like those.
yeah, that was
You
a
just
that was a
cannot make.
poor.
You get what I'm saying? You cannot make mistakes like those. So the thing is, I think the South African game, I think the setup of the team playing in a back three, back four, back five, I think it's take away a lot. And the little that some of these South African players could do, I think when you look at teams that play 3-5-2-5 at the back, it's like an Inter Milan. You're going to have DeMarco on that left hand side. You're going to have Dumfries out on that right hand side. Those two players, pace, the energy, 1v1, they're very skillful of getting past the opponent defenders with pace, with speed, with physicality, anything. They're very good, especially DeMarco. They're very good at getting balls into the box. These two players that was playing wide, for South Africa, they were very shit players in the attacking third. They could not beat none of those Mexican defenders when they get and pop in the defensive third of the Mexican team. And I think that's where the quality kind of lack, where many times the South African players, both players are playing wide left and wide right. They got isolated so much that the Mexican team just allowing them, to build camp, whatever they want to do out there, because they know that they're going to be slow with the ball at their feet. So they're not really prolific with the ball at their feet. Look at DeMarco, for Inter Milan, over 20 assists just for one campaign. That tells you a lot, for Winger. So if you have those outlets, in your back five, playing on either flank, those are the players that, you want to be. And I was like, maybe coach, really get it wrong of going with two real defensive man players that cannot stretch and beat a Mexican player, to save his life 1v1. Why couldn't you put just one player out there as a natural winger, stick him out there and just use him as an outlet, someone that can really get past somebody 1v1. And the Mexican defenders, they are not all that. The wingbacks, they are not all that. I've seen them already in CONCACAF. They're easy to get beaten. It's just that you have to put a structure. You have to stick people out there that very piercing, very tricky, and then from there, they will collapse. Just continue to penetrate. So I'm just thinking, even this talking about this game currently, 0-0, you could see that the foreman in the midfield started to be a big problem for Czech Republic. Look at the midfield where they have, Pike, the Birmingham player. I watch him a lot, because them are a great player for Birmingham. See him a lot, and he's that player, that going to get box to box. He's a very good player. Huang, the six, I haven't seen any of him, throughout the entire campaign. Just read a few stuff about him, but the two leads that's playing right behind Young Wings, those are the two players that's giving the Czech Republic team a lot of problem. It's just that the runs, it's not being straight, it's being horizontal, vertical, they're being all over the place. So I just think maybe a bit of a tweak, for the Czech Republic team, get somebody as close as Souček and Solskjaer, in that midfield to really to try to get the ball off their feet as quick as possible, because these two double pivot players for Czech Republic, they are not the best on the ball. You get what I'm saying? They're not the best players on the ball. So I just think they need more ball handlers as close as possible, where it will be much accessible for them to get the ball up in the attacking third as quick as possible. So Patrick Schick can actually, get some momentum going, because I think he's just been starved for service in this first half, and they just have to find a way, because he's the highest scoring goal scorer in this team for the entire qualification round. 47-48 league goals are 47-48 goals in all camps in the last two campaigns at the club level. So he's a proven goal scorer, winning the Bundesliga, with Xabi Alonso and stuff like that. So he has shown that he's a very good player. It's just that he needs a service, and it's a similar type of setup where Xabi Alonso, used to have the likes of Grimaldo and Frimpong play on the wing, but compare Grimaldo and Frimpong with these two players. Kufal not good enough like a Frimpong. You get me? So Zeleny out on this left hand side is not good enough like a Grimaldo out on the left hand side for Bayer Leverkusen. So the big difference they have in Bayern Leverkusen, what's that German guy name in the midfield that play with Granit Xhaka during that time? I forgot his name. They have players. They have players like that can really keep the momentum and keep the ball ticking over, where they get their attacking players into the game as quick as possible. Because it's one thing where playing with 3 at the back and play with 4 at the back, it's totally different. 4 at the back will give you more option in the midfield, but 3 at the back will give you less option in the midfield. So if you want to play a double pivot, at least one of those players must be comfortable on the ball, but not the model of this Czech Republic team. They are players that likes to break up plays and like to get on the ends of set piece and be very direct and nasty in the air as well. So I just think the more quicker this Korea team can play and stay away from physicality and try to go 50-50 with them in tackles and nudge them, I think they will have a lot more opportunity than what they did in the first half. So I think it's going to be a very, I promise you, this second half, I think it's going to be a very much second half, because Czech Republic, the more resilience, is a hard-working team. There's a fighter, fighting spirit is there, and they are here for a reason. They're not just here to build up numbers. They are here to stay. The coach have said. So let's see what will happen, in the second half, a couple more minutes from now. But I'm expecting a game in that second half from both teams. How much minutes left for? I think second half will start any given time from now. But my probably observation, the player, Provo playing for Red Star, I think he's the one that more likely needs to drop a bit deep, and then could play. I think if they could go with 5, I think if they could go with probably, I want to say a 5 at the back, flat three across midfield, and then use Soldier to roam and be that man that can go anywhere, have the lights to be anywhere, and then he's one that's going to have to link the play with Soldier as well. But they have to find some way to get and break the momentum in the midfield, because South African South Koreans,
I
they're
think
creating.
if I think the next thing I would like to see South Korea do, maybe take off one of the Lee and put some behind and put on what's his name that from Wolves and put him up top and have Song and Lee from PSG behind that striker. And I think you could see something different because I just feel like having Song up there isolated by himself. You get what I'm saying? So I just feel like that could be a tweak that they could do at halftime. So maybe that's something that they're gonna do later on in the game if they still have not got break the deadlock.
Yeah, yeah, it's I think that's something really can work as well. Don't forget the Celtic player, as well. He's a very good player, very peaceful, as well. But there are options, on the bench. There are options on the bench, but the Celtic player will definitely be someone to be reckoned as well, to play behind, Young Minson, to help to speed up the play, bring a bit of energy and the pace, get the pace level a bit up more, and it will probably be a lot more accessible for them to even create more cracks. Tired leg coming up in the last quarter of this game for Czech Republic. So it's very um I think the coach, Miroslav, for Czech Republic, he's going to have to find ways on how he's going to make these 5 changes, because the amount of run this Czech Republic team did in the first 20 minutes, it's relentless of how much they ran, so much in that first half. Yeah, but it's very difficult to really keep up that standard, especially when you're chasing the ball and not having possession of the game as well. So the second half begins, at this point. So let's see how things will shape.
They didn't make any change, right?
No,
I don't think I don't
there's
I
no
don't think no
change.
change to make.
So I'm looking at more of what will be the shape, what will be the tweak for both teams. Trying to look at their setup, but you see the first one, they're trying to hit the ball long, wide on the right hand side of the Czech Republic team. Didn't see any real substitution. So yeah, Czech Republic ranked 40 in the world. South Korea ranked 25. A lot of people, is not giving this Czech Republic a lot of credit. I think they deserve a lot more credit on the way they get into this World Cup. And they don't have the qualities, but I just think they know about of not being underdogs, of more of not come to say you filling up the gaps, but you want to play football. And as much as they have certain limitation where they cannot handle the ball in certain acute, clever position on the pitch, they still manage, at least they try their best, to get as much passes as they can. Not the best team are passing the ball around on the surface. You know, you, you will see them make 3 to 5 passes, and then the sixth one will be a direct pass, up towards the field, or a switch of a play. So I think they started again, on the front foot in the second half, just like they did in that first half. So let's see if this will go to the same trajectory as how it started, from minute 1 to minute 20 in the game, and it's Czech Republic inside of the middle of the park at this moment. Yeah, so a corner kick for the Czech Republic team. Nerve-wracking moment for the South Korean teams, as they know how good is this Czech Republic team in the here and how
Yeah,
good
and they
they are.
have. I think they have a very good advantage time on height as well. The Suchek, the Patrick trick. So I think this is where something that they can take advantage of.
Yeah, yeah. So the Czech Republic is a very good team of winning the second ball, winning the third ball. They're very good after that. They've been going for the fighters in European football. It's not many major tournaments over the last 10 years. Not many. So their players don't really have that international experience of playing in tournaments and have that experience of know how to navigate themselves through tournaments, how to pace themselves, knowing that there will be another two extra games in the group stage after this, and still have more opportunities to get points. And with the expansion of our World Cup, with them qualifying for the first time in 20 years, again, that will be good. The last time they were in it, their first game they beat America, but
Good
last
goal.
thought,
It's a good one right here. Good try.
so see that's a very clever move from the South Korean.
One thing I
And
must say, I have to give a shout out to the Mexican fans. Look how many Mexican fans in the stadium,
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
not even
yeah,
Mexico is playing. You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
I think you really
I
have
I, I
to
want
give.
I want to see a game where you have two minimal teams that's playing in the US, playing outside of the big football city, to see what will the support be. Yeah, because I think for Czech Republic and Korea, to be quite frank, this is a very good turnout.
Yeah.
These this is a very good look. You will get bodies from the South Koreans to support the national team, but it's not going to be overwhelming crowd of filling up a Guadalajara stadium at all, so much people. You get what I'm saying? So I
And then
think
again,
this
you have to
game,
understand. Then again, you have to understand that people want to be at a World Cup game, regardless of my team is playing, because this is a
yeah,
once in a lifetime moment experience. You get what I'm saying? And I know with the immigrant with a lot of stuff going on out the field and stuff like that, that the traveling and stuff like that. So seeing so many fans in the stadium seeing is a really good thing.
yeah, I think
So Korea on the
Mexico,
attack.
Mexico is a very stronghold for supporting football games, whether or not it is the national team or other teams play. Look at the game with DR Congo and Jamaica. And this was a stadium, and it was a lot of Mexican in the stadium. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of Mexican watching that game as well. So they they would have prepared massively, for this tournament,
Yeah, all
getting
about
these.
football. Yeah.
Yes, I said this on the live today early in the Mexico game that there's only two things in Mexico: it's football and Christianity. Anything come close is Coca Cola.
You sure, beer, they love them beer still. They love them
Anything
beer.
close are Coca Cola.
The
Anything
Amiga them
close.
love the Amiga them love them beer still. I'm sorry. I'm
It's
sorry.
the Carolina.
Ah, but them love them beer. What you talking about?
Yeah, no, but give them football and Christianity, man, and then Coca Cola. Every household drink Coca Cola in Mexico, man. That's where the factory is at, man. That's where the factory is at, Coca Cola. Yeah, man. So let's see, but this game though, very dull, very low tempo game, very low tempo game. 1 second.
Hey, what am I doing with this? would be surprised South Africa go through. I think I wouldn't be surprised because I think three teams does go through the group stage. The third best team. So I think South Africa definitely still have a chance to go through. Even though they lost the game today, they still have a chance to pick up some points from the next couple games. But I think it's a very slim chance. After seeing what they play today, and I don't know. It's still Michael Brown. It's still 0-0. 53 minutes gone so far. You could say that South Korea is playing the better ball. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, South Korea, South Africa definitely still have a chance. They have to get something for their next game, else it's gonna be very hard for them to make it in that third spot. Because and also they're gonna be missing two players because they got red card today, so it's gonna be very difficult missing two of your main starters, and you have to bring in some other players to come in. I think South Korea is the only team that's trying to win this game today because I don't know what Czechia is trying to do. That was a good chance for Song. I'm telling you, if that was Song got a one-on-one with the keeper. The keeper came out and
Yeah,
he saved the ball. That should
yeah.
I'm telling you, man.
I
Eh?
think that I think that's the opportunity.
I'm
I
telling you,
think
man,
that
if that
that's
if
a
if
real
if,
that's
if
a real.
Sang was in his prime Sang years, that would have been a goal. He looked very, I wouldn't say washed, but
The man is on zero goal in this MLS. Zero goal. What you expect? He's not on top form. You know, he has lost a bit of
I think he
finishing
have lost.
quality.
Yeah, I think he lost a bit of finishing
I think
quality
he
and he
has
lost
lost
a
that
bit of
little edge. He have lost a little bit
yeah,
of a edge of him where
yeah,
he's not very destructive, in the back as well. Give Song that chance probably 8 years ago in that Champions League final we played against Liverpool. They've scored that goal easily.
yeah,
Easily would have scored that goal. And he's a very two-footed player. He's not really just a right-footed player. He's a very two-footed player. We've seen
yeah,
over the years in the Premier League, Young Min's son scored those goals, day in and day out. Bread and butter at knife running through chiffon butter. You score those goals.
yeah,
Score those goals, man. So it's all about, just continue to provide for him, and I think, if you give him probably one or two more, he will get an end of one of them. But I just think
play through.
this.
Ah, they're the only team that's trying to win though. Like I don't know what Chucky is trying to do. As RR QB five say they come to part the bus. Yo, such man, such man, scheduled to go live now. You hear me? Such man scheduled to go live.
Wala na.
FIFA president. Yeah, I think 4 points. 4 points does still get you through the group stage. You know, I think the third best 8 goal. Bomba. Czech Republic score after a long ball.
That's what they bank on. That's what
Set
that's
piece.
what they bank on. Set piece, set piece, set
They
piece.
did
It will continue.
nothing all game. Nothing. Man, you have to FIFA for South Korea. You have to FIFA South Korea.
Look, this is what this Czech Republic team bank on. Set piece. That's all. That look. This is a team that will starve the opposition team of not having a good rhythm. Try to break up play. Try to stop and go. The game. Give them as much free kick that they can get because they back themselves to defend the set piece. But it's a very good show. That remind me of a Rory Dillap. Will that player call for offside of being? I think this goal going to be disallowed. Don't be surprised if this goal is allowed. Don't be surprised.
What happened?
I mean, the player was standing in front of the goalkeeper. From looking at hindsight of me, it's okay.
No, but it was interfering and the ball didn't go that side.
I think it's okay, but don't be surprised if it's the Wolverhampton player scored Krejci.
It's a goal. They give it a goal.
Yeah, it's a Wolverhampton. I've seen even news that Wolverhampton signed on a permanent deal as well. So Wolves seems like they're putting everything in place to get back into the Premier League. But yeah, I think it's a very good goal. Very good throw as well from Kufal. I think those two remind me of back in the Tony Pulis days with Rory Dillap slinging those with his arm. To Ricardo Fuller, Peter Crouch, Kenwin Jones. That show was flat. That was direct. That's a very good show.
That's the only way Czechia was gonna score tonight. I never feel like they have anything to get past South Korea defense.
You look at it, they have no creative players. They have nobody that really want to get on the football. This is their bread and butter. They will continue to do this until the game sings. Yeah. They will do this until everything finish. They're going to back themselves. And if you're going to just look at the substitutions, the first 3 substitutions that Czech Republic is going to make, look at the type of players. If they continue to lead 1-0, I think this would be a big surprising result as well of them getting this result. But if it continues like this in the next 10 to 15 minutes, just look at the type of substitution that they're going to make. They're going to pull,
I think,
one of those attacking players from behind Patrick Schick.
Yeah, but I think South Korea definitely need to make a change. I think Sang is getting too many chances. Sang is getting too many chances and not taking one of those chances. I think he get 2 clear-cut chances. I think they need to bring him on one of those striking option off the bench. Maybe is he gonna take off Sang? Are you gonna play him behind the striker?
I think you can. At this point, you can't take off Sang. Not when you want to
bring on Ching Wing for moves.
They have they have Kwang from Wolf. They have the Celtic player, the right winger. Who is this? Oh yeah, so they're bringing on the Wolf.
Yeah,
they're bringing on the Wolverhampton player at this moment. Not seeing
Lee.
Lee, the player from Mainz. The player from Mainz came out. Yeah, so the Mainz Lee. God, there's so many Lees and King in this team and Kwang and
you know how many Lees they have? They have about 6 Lee. 6 Lee, including on the starting 11 on the bench. There's 6 Lee.
Yeah, and there's so much Lee. So yeah, they took off the one that played in the Bundesliga. So I think there should be a slight difference of energy up front, but he's going to probably need a few minutes, to get settled into the game. But he has to be quick.
Why didn't you start him in the first place? That's surprising.
Who's your guys pump in this group? I think to be honest, I don't. Yeah, I don't.
That was South Africa.
I don't give South Africa any chance. I don't give South Africa any chance to get out of this group, from the get go. I have Czech Republic to finish third. South Korea to rival Mexico first and second. But I have Mexico really to finish on top because I think that will bring an advantage. I think to play more games in Mexico as well. So I have Mexico to be on top, South Korea in second, and Czech Republic in third. But I've always said that this Czech Republic, anybody win this game will finish second. You remember, I said that in one of the pre-game show as well,
Yeah.
previewing this group A. Anybody win this game, they
Yeah.
will finish second, and that's
Second.
so. I think if Czech Republic win, they will finish second. If Korea win, they will finish second. Because I see everybody, beating the South Africa team.
South Africa.
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
everybody beating the South Africa team. I've always said they have a shout, but it's not a massive shout. I expect Czech win the group. I mean, I I cannot rubbish that sentiment. I cannot rubbish that because looking at the
You
game,
think Czech Republic
and
gonna beat Mexico? I don't think I don't see this Czech Republic. I think Mexico gonna be all over this team. I just don't see how they beat. They play too slow to beat that Mexican team. You get what I'm saying?
I think Mexico them God said play too slow as well. They have the ball passing, boxing it around with the two center
I think
back.
they were nervous. I think know that they got the first win.
I
They
mean,
played the first game, and I think the pressure, a little bit more pressure, is gonna be off of them. So I think they were very nervous, and there was a lot of pressure. If you get what I'm saying. So know that they got that win, and they got the 3 points over the on the board. I feel like they're gonna be a little bit more freedom to play and feel themselves. That's what I'm saying. So yeah.
I just cannot see Mexico losing this group, to be honest. It would have been a much of a surprise if Mexico loses group and according to RR, Czech Republic be the winner. That would have been a massive surprise in the World Cup. Massive. That would have changed up a lot of the matchups expected in the bracket.
Did you know that if Mexico finished second in their group and USA finished second in the I think if one of those teams, vice versa, finish either second or first, is one of those teams gonna face each other, Mexico or US.
Wow.
So if Mexico finish top on their group and USA finish second in their group, USA and Mexico gonna be playing in the round of 32. That would have been a hectic game.
No, not eat, not yet.
Not yet. You gotta quickly here.
I think I heard it on the commentary today when London Donovan and Ian Dart was talking.
I don't know. I hate to watch game. The silence, and I'm going to plug one of my earbuds in and listen this game on my phone while watching it on the TV. I hate to watch games, man. And I like.
You like to hear what's going on, and you get
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. I watched the Mexico game fully on mute, and it just
So
was
weird.
just chaotic. Yeah, it was just chaotic, to me.
Ball. Good ball. Good goal, youth. Good goal. Good goal, youth. Good goal. Top goal. Brilliant. Good goal, youth. We see that before that even go.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant goal. Who's that? Who scored that goal? Who scored that goal?
I think it's the young player that played in the Eredivisie League, the number 6, Huang. Yeah, I think it's Juan. Yeah, he played in the Eredivisie League. But
It's 29.
No, did I say young? I said that. I said that kid that played. I said kid. Yeah, I said he looks young. He looks young. But I look on his stats. 5.
He's 30 this year. He's already 30 in September.
So he's playing in the Eredivisie League.
He look young for sure, though. He look young.
I haven't done any brackets as yet, to be honest. I haven't done no bracket yet.
I'm not done the bracket.
Weekend, give me the weekend. I'm gonna do a bracket. To be honest, I'm gonna do a bracket. I haven't done a bracket. Very good. So again, with attacking substitution made 7 minutes ago, from that's a very neat, clever move.
That's a
That's
brilliant
a
goal.
that's a brilliant move. That is a brilliant move, man. That's a clever goal. Let's see if the South Korea team can take advantage of this run, because no, this would have break up the whole momentum of what this Czech Republic team wants to do as well. That's a brilliant goal, man. If Messi scored that goal next week, it
I
will be
think
all over the media.
you see, I was calling for that change. I think that change kind of changed the dynamic of how they play, because I feel like Sang was kind of struggling. I know he came off. I think Sang just came off, but I know he got two opportunities that he should have done a little bit better. But having a natural number 9 up top to
Yeah.
hold up the play and to bring the team inside, they're just bringing on an next striker, number 18.
Why?
I'm not sure who is that.
Young Min Song
He
really
is
got Song really got
he
into the
is
dogs. Yeah,
he
cannot play
play for
90 minutes
Swansea.
again.
This guy just came on number 20, 18. He played for Swansea. He's an attacking player. Look very
Why
tall. That's the
Young Min
tallest
Song?
South Korean player I ever see. He don't
How
have
tall
the
is he?
shot.
How tall is
Man,
he?
he is he's 5'9", but he look tall.
King Min Jae is what, 6'3".
Really?
Yeah, Min Jae King Min Jae is 6'3". Yeah, he's the tallest South Korean player in the
Six
squad.
two. He's 6'2". Keeper is 6'2" too.
But
I do got some tall players.
I really want to see some more changes, for the this Czech Republic team. But as you can see, though, they took off the entire front three, because I don't know what they were really doing, to be honest. This off nine player, Adam Olzik, one time in this player was like a wonder kid, but not so much of a wonder kid anymore. He's 23, played for Leverkusen, know at Offenheim. Yeah, I don't know what has happened with this player career, but he's on the pitch. Let's see what's going to happen. They brought on, Thomas Chori, a player from Slavia Prague. Scored 17 goals in the French league. So let's see if they, not the French league, my bad, the top flight league in Czech Republic for Slavia Prague. So I think it just didn't work out, with that front three. For some reason it just didn't click, and they need to make substitutions. But if you're going to play with those players in the attacking third, you need at least one player behind them that going to carry the ball, get them in play. There's someone has to be in that team, have to be the glue, that going to be the glue for the attacking line and the midfield, and someone that's going to merge both departments, so the ball can carry around a much at a easier rate, where players will get the ball more comfortable in more isolated area, and chances will create from there. But I want to see all this Czech Republic team, will they satisfy? I think nothing will change with the Czech Republic team. I think a point before a ball kick off in this game, they will take this, because they know that the top 8 best third place will qualify, and if they get a point here, they will back themselves to beat a South Africa team. That's how I think this team is really going about their business at this given moment.
Yeah.
So it's see how they're going to finish out the last quarter after 90. Very curious if this Czech Republic going to make more changes. one thing I really, really like, the US broadcasters, they are promoting the Paraguay game so much. It's in your face, day in and day out. I'm telling you, Paraguay have something up in their sleeve for this US team. They have something up in their sleeve for
See?
this US team. I'm telling you, it's not going to be a easy 3 points tomorrow game versus Paraguay. It's going to be a tough game because first, Paraguay have a very good manager. They have a very bunch of players that there's no fearness around them. They don't fear nothing. You know what I'm saying? They actually kind of finish comfortable in CONMEBOL region, playing against some top teams over there. So I think the confidence are flying high, but again, man, young kids playing together, this can be a lot of issue. Can be a lot
Yeah.
of issue. So I really see a tough game for the US men's national team.
That was the
They
poor
might win it.
challenge.
They might
That
win
should have
it,
been a
but
yellow card.
it's not going to be an easy game for them. It's not going to be an easy game for them. This Czech Republic team, they're not going to change their style of play. This is all that, this is what bring them to the World Cup, and that's how they're going to go back home out of the World Cup. They're going to exit the World Cup by not trying to attack but try to score and set piece goal. That's all
Watch out.
they
What a keeper you do? Where much I do?
that's crazy. That is just crazy.
Clean ball from the place.
Look, you could argue what you want. This South Korea team is a much better equipped team to play the big boys than the Czechia.
Yeah.
Probably, and I think it's a much better
How
second half
they,
and first half.
Czechia, they did went to the playoffs, right? To make it to get
Yeah, they
there.
play Ireland and Denmark to get into the World Cup.
Mm.
Both games went into penalty. Both games finished 2-2.
I see. I see where that's why the very low quality.
And this is a fairly brand new coach as well. He came in for the two scheduled playoff games, to get them into the World Cup, and he did get them into the World Cup as well.
Dress up
So,
yourself in a Conrad Smith, Yeah, watch a match.
man, there's a Czech Republic up there, speedball.
Speedball.
The Czech Republic up there, speedball. Speedball. I don't think this speedball can get a goal in our World Cup. I don't think this speedball could get you a goal in the World Cup. But it's crazy though. You have a team where Kufal is the set piece taker from the throw, the corner kick, the free kick. Kufal is the set piece taker. So Kufal is the Beckham of the wow again. Look, man. Look. This is the 10th goal. Did he hold up his flag?
Offside. It's offside.
Wow. Very, very bad. Look.
Yeah, that's offside.
If you get this Czech Republic team in the knockout round, people are going to suffer. I'm telling you, if they get this Czech Republic team in the knockout round, people will suffer in this World Cup. I tell you, because they're very lethal and set piece. They're very lethal. They're so good, attacking these balls in the box. Suchek, one of the best in the business of attacking any set piece. Yeah. I don't think Rudolph's speed team is good enough. You know, we saw the game that played right here at this same stadium where the Reggae Boys took so many corners and the players could not even hit the ball with past the first one at the near post. So, so I think this team, you know, is a much equipped team to do what they're doing at this moment. You get what I'm saying? And for a team to take off Patrick Schick, you know, Salt, you know, provide the three attacking players in this team, yeah, it tells you a lot that this team don't scare to make changes and they're still an efficient team while those players are sitting out as well on the bench. Wow, what a ball. Yeah, I mean, they're continuing to go down that left hand side, and they're not getting enough result as well. Not getting enough result.
That's the only way Czechia gonna score in this game. Set piece. Let's see if South Korea have any. No, I don't think. I don't think just rely on set piece alone is gonna be enough. Good goal, youth. Good goal. You that came on. Brilliant goal. Brilliant.
See, this is a very good balance. I mean, I said it that this game just can't stay dull.
Why is the Mexico fans them celebrating with the South Korea fans?
They look like a Korean.
Yeah, no. They are South Korean in the stadium, but they see the Mexican one jumping. You see that?
They celebrate for every goal that's scored, man. They celebrate for every goal that's scored. That's what they are doing. They're celebrating every goal that's scored.
Why are you so distractful, sir? I hope it's not offside, you know. Yeah, it's not offside. Yeah. Now I was looking at the first play.
Oh man, the first play good.
That ball lit the keeper and run straight in.
That keeper is the key for Manchester United.
Who was that?
But it was the academy team. He got loaned out a few times. Yeah, he was in the United squad at one point.
Use him and look a bit fast enough.
I think that's that. I don't think he could have done anything better to stop that ball.
Yeah.
Conrad, you guys are way ahead of me, 79 minutes. Oh,
Conrad, come for man and eat a bit, man. Oh, you stream the way back. Conrad,
the way I watch it, man. One of them thief in website they depend when.
Conrad, be careful, look, FIFA that play, you know. So you better be careful.
FIFA now play with the illegal streaming. FIFA now play with the illegal streaming. Is it TVJ and Rush Sports are one of the people.
TVJ and Rush Sports can't do nothing. They can't do nothing.
One long throw from Kufal again.
Oh my god. South Korea gonna have to really watch out for this long throw. You know what's crazy? You know, long throw it's hard for defending, you know? You have to defend your free.
One Rory Dillap.
Alright. Goal. A goal.
One Rory Dillap. Oh my god. Yo, this team built and set piece. Look, yo,
Arsenal.
This Czech Republic team is something else. Look, looking at it where the Czech Republic team playing at 2006 down at Germany with Milan Baroš and the Ruzuski and the Peter that team wasn't like this.
No, that was a very good team.
It wasn't like this. That team of Czech Republic with Milan.
They tried to play. They was playing football.
It never was like this. Never was like this. But that's a very good stop, you know. I think this game deserved to draw too. I think this deserved to draw 2-2.
That's a brilliant save.
I think this game deserved to draw 2-2. Boy, I look like you got just bet to bet on one of the Czech Republic win that group because that would be a massive payout.
This is a very
Everything, yeah,
decent
man,
striker.
everything
very
free
decent
online. Everything free online. Don't make FIFA catch you. FIFA will monitor every streaming.
Gonna play.
FIFA can't stop illegal streaming, man. You know, yeah, right now, man, I tell you, the amount of YouTube channel probably get blocked over the last probably 8 hours ago. I can tell you just by either some radio commentary streaming through the platform, some audio of the World Cup is coming through on the platform. You know, people are fighting so much for the clicks and stuff like that, saying that they can get the games on their platform. But FIFA, if you have a page that you don't want to get it down, don't even upload the highlights on the Instagram page because easily can lose your account. Anything at this moment, But this game is
YouTube and copyrights. Yeah, 100% getting a copyright. Like never bother.
This game is not finished. This game is not finished. I can tell you that this game is not finished. Like
I think Korea get that. For me, I think Korea get a second. I get another one, a third.
This game is not. There's another goal somewhere in this game. Whether or not it's Korea or it will be Czech Republic. But I think it's a lovely second half game. I think it's a very decent second half game. I think both teams have shown.
Big up yourself, David. I must say, Nedved, Pavel Nedved. Did you mention Pavel Nedved when you say resistance?
No, I didn't. I mentioned him in the video that I did. That team was a much of a killer team. 20 years ago. That I remember that Czech Republic game that they played even against Ghana. They shouldn't even lost that game against Ghana.
Yeah.
But I don't know where Czech Republic developed this type of a philosophy from, where everything is all about physicality, set piece, the height.
The gene go wrong, man, because the Pavel Nedved, the Rizicki, those players were very small and tiny. Just look at the players they is growing and they're developing and be a big giant now. Is what I'm saying. That's not saying that they're not good at playing football, but it's just not the typical of the Rizicki and the Nedved. Remember, don't forget, Nedved was a Ballon d'Or winner. Is what I'm saying. That's the caliber of player that he was. Is what I'm saying. So
Peter Cech once was arguably one of the best goalkeeper in the world.
Yeah.
That was a very good was a very good Czech Republic team. It's crazy though. It's 20 years since they make it to the World Cup, man. It's crazy. But I just think there's one more big opportunity in this game for Czech Republic, whether or not they're going to, execute it. But I think this game deserves to be a 2-2 draw. No, I'm watching England streams on any of those, and I have to go up to I think. Yeah, big up David. But yeah, massive, turnaround from the South Korean team. I think it's a better. I think have a lot more links. Yeah, sometimes watching some games. Yeah, you're going to need some online sites, some online apps, to watch certain games. It's just not accessible, on TV. So you're going to need it. So I do sometimes tune in, to some of those games, even sometimes just to watch MLS. I'm not paying around close to $2 for Apple to watch MLS. I don't watch MLS every week. I might watch NYFC every week because that's my team, but you cannot get me watch MLS every week. No, I watch probably some big games, like maybe the Seattle and the Portlands. I watch those long time old rival games, San Jose, LA Galaxy. I watch some of those games. Yeah, I will watch the playoffs, but You can't get me watch some MLS games. It's just dead bored. Like you're watching a
Yeah.
team like New England and Montreal Impact. There's no vibe in that game. No vibe.
Yeah.
And I was watching Mexico games on a local TV. Yeah, the FIFA games are free. Yeah, FIFA game. All
True, true.
FIFA games supposed to be free in every country.
All right. Here, South Korea on the attack. All right. All right. Ooh. All right. All right. Wait, yeah, you know who's guess who's loved them Jackie there. Twelve. They love that. They love that. That Jackie up, that Jackie from no to a morning, inside out.
I think it a call. Jonathan
Suarez.
Williams from Arnett Garden.
Suarez loved that too, you know. Oh yeah, Jonathan Williams, yeah.
I think it a call. Jonathan Williams from Arnett Garden. You know, that's his little style of play right there of getting inside out. Little Danny.
Yo, when we just grew up, I know me and mates it. When we see that Jamaica, I used to play football, and Twep used to play with it. Twep was much them time there.
Probably about 40.
40?
40, 45. Yeah.
45.
Yeah, around that age. 40, 45.
Yo, Twep be fit still.
It's not long ago, man. It's like probably 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
It's not long ago. Yeah, it's around 15 years ago. It's not long ago. The
Which
time
one?
really flew by.
Why you like to mess?
Yeah,
with stuff, you need your own stuff.
I think this will be a massive letdown if this Czech Republic team cannot get something in this game. But the more the game going on and on,
I think
let's see.
I think they're hoping for another
I really
6
thought
minutes.
Kufal was going to throw the ball from the halfway line. I really thought he was going to throw the ball from the halfway line, to be honest. I really thought Kufal was going to throw the ball from the halfway line. But, you know, the Czech Republic team is running out of idea. You could see that they're getting very frustrated. They're speeding up the play. The manager is looking frustrated. He just cannot believe that, again, the 3 consecutive competitive games, his team is giving up 2 goals. And that tells you a lot about this Czech Republic team. You know, they're leaking goals.
I must say
Like
though, the referee having a very good game. No controversy card. No.
Yeah, I think both referees. Where this referee came from? Where are you from? I think this referee. Let's see where this referee is from. He's from Iraq. I mean Umar. No, Egypt. He's from Egypt. Yeah, the referee is from Egypt. You know, I think over the years, you know, Africa has been developing some very good referee. I think there's this referee. I think he's from Burkina Faso. He's one of the top referee in Africa as well. Africa is developing some very good referee. Trust me, they're developing some very good referee, and I think the referee at the African tournament as well, you know, they were very good, up to certain standard, different from that Morocco game and Senegal.
showing you that just because they come from Africa does not mean that they don't know the football as someone who come from England. You get what I'm saying? Showing that the knowledge of people. Because let's be honest.
Man, I say, yeah, we're at Chelsea jersey. Shouldn't you be backing the Czech Republic team knowing that Peter Cech is a legend from Czech Republic?
Awesome, me a German fan. What can I Czech Republic?
But the man said for this game, like more like for this game, should you back in Czech Republic for this game, knowing that your former goalkeeper is a legend of his country?
Yeah, but no, I don't think I was never really a fan of Czech Republic or they play football. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm back in the Asian country them to do a really good job. Like for me, if you go on Daniel Football Talk, I have a workup prediction video. You can go and watch that prediction video. We'll see if you would. I did have Japan to be my dark horse to create a lot of chaos in this tournament. You get what I'm saying? So I'm kinda being a big fan of the Asian football in the last couple of months. So yeah, I'm gonna back my Asian team to wait, get results. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Japan is really a good team. I think they have something up their sleeve.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
I definitely have them for my dark horse to
they
do a lot of
they have
chaos.
something up in their sleeve. I'm telling you, man. Whenever we see this Japan team to
All right.
unleash,
See that?
I think it's
Mhm.
going to be a, I think it's going to be a very good outing. You get what I'm saying?
Who they
Um,
play the first game?
I can look. So the
Ooh,
Japanese will play Netherlands in their first game.
that should be-
They will play Netherlands in 3 days time. That will be on Sunday.
yeah.
Sunday 4 p.m. Yeah, Sunday 4 p.m. Eastern time. So in Arlington, Texas, in the Dallas Cowboy Stadium. So that would be a very good game. Ronald Koeman first L in the corner of the World Cup.
I
Ronald
think I
Koeman
think
first L in the
I
corner.
know I think if Netherlands coming in that game and come anywhere half it, not 100%, they will lose that game. I'm telling you, they will lose that game if they don't come into that game being very serious.
Netherlands team wash up.
They're
Yo,
missing a
this
lot of
6 minutes, this 6 minutes is so long, to be honest. This
yeah.
6 minutes is so
Minutes are
long.
move slower.
Look at the Czechia. I mean, the Czechia haven't provided our create anything in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But again, I think you have to give them a lot of credit. I mean, this is how they play. The world knows that
What
this is how they play. They
um
cannot play any
quick
better.
quick talk about tomorrow game. Canada, Bosnia Herc what?
But not
Herzegovina.
Herzegovina.
Again. What's your thoughts on that game tomorrow?
Boy, Canada have a couple of key pieces missing. So in the midfield, Bombito. I think Jesse Marsh confirmed that Alfonso will not play tomorrow. I think they have some very good key pieces that will missing. I think at hold on. I think looking at that game, Bosnia, and look at the pieces that the Canadian team have. I think it's going to be a very tough game in Toronto. I think that's the only game they will play in Toronto in this group stage. Other games will be in BC, in Vancouver. So I think with what they have, same way, Miller, had a very serious injury, a year ago. Buchanan is not being himself, moving to different clubs. Jonathan,
Yeah.
look, there are players that have been out of touch. Estakio coming, back from Europe into the MLS as well. Kone, playing for Sassuolo. I think they have a very good
That is it.
profile.
Brilliant
I
game.
think I think they have a very good profile of players, but I just
Yeah.
believe that Jesse Marsh, what I said, if this Canadian team going to do anything, Jesse Marsh going to be the X factor and how this team set up. The reflection of Canada team is Jesse Marsh, and it has
Yeah.
proven at the Copa America that this man know how to coach a team, know how to get every ounce of bit of quality out from each potential that him out in that squad. I think it will be a 2-1 result, tomorrow versus Bosnia. This Bosnia team is just as similar like this Czech Republic team, but have a bit of a more eye to goal. You get what I'm saying? Slightly, but it's not too far from this Czech Republic team. You get what I'm saying? So I'm expect Canada to win the game tomorrow. You're going to see this Canada team 4 banks of 4, 2 banks of 4, and the 2 men up front, probably Kyle Larin, Jonathan David, you could see the younger David, Promise David as well. You will see a lot of style of play, a team that's going to come out and entertain the fans. Expect to see this Canadian team come out and entertain the fans. They will not play and start the game just like how you see the Mexican team start. I think you will see more of a vibrant team, a team that's, the spirit will be up, the intensity will be up, but not over the top where it will drain the players in the first 30 minutes of the game. Jesse Marsh team is a very high intense energy team that's like to press right in the face. So expect free flowing football and expect the Canada team to create a lot of opportunity. That is one of Jesse Marsh model. Even when he was managing the Premier League, Leeds used to create so many opportunities, but the problem was they didn't have any real goal scorer at that time. They had to put the ball in the back of it. So I just think anything's going to be given with this Canada team against Canada team in this group. Jesse Marsh will be the X factor. If he cannot produce and set his team to play very good structural football and go out there to win games, I don't think you will get much from this Canada team. You get what I'm saying? So, leave it like that, people. Much love and respect to the ones them. We're here. Yeah, we're here. We're going to put in some work in the back and see you guys until tomorrow. Big game tomorrow. It's like maybe at the US alone at this tournament because you haven't really heard much about Mexico, Canada. Look at my screen again. Oh, there we go again. The US men's national team versus Paraguay. That's all these guys talking about. US men's national. Yeah, it's like Bob Marley say, you're tired of a civil face, and this is what has been happening at this moment.
Come on, USA.
This is the
We talk about that game must like 10, must 100 times to box about that man. Tell them, man, they will get a stunner tomorrow. They will get a stunner.
Nah, Kufal is a different beast. I think Kufal, man of the match for Czech Republic, out of the 11 players that started on the pitch and the bench players that came on, Kufal was really good today as well, with his set piece, with his hands, at the ball at his feet, he was good.
So Korea, very technical team.
My dogs
Very
then
technical.
tomorrow again. Yeah. Let's up on yourself, people. We're lighting out of last of it at this moment. Czech Republic 1, South Korea 2. Massive result. Not many people would expect to see that game model again from the Czech Republic. Very stubborn in their gameplay, very direct. Know exactly, when to attack and when to defend, when to hit the long throws. I've seen Kufal trying to throw the ball from halfway, man, into the box. That's crazy.
Man,
Almost have two assists.
Yeah, I almost get another one at the last one, but a brilliant save by the keeper.
Yeah, brilliant save.